What is the most terrifying thing which terrifies newspaper journalists during the training process?
I think the biggest obstacle that newspaper journalists are facing is the fact that it's technology, and technology can let you down. I mean, you might forget to plug in a microphone, you might forget to charge your batteries or to press record on the camera. It's all that technical skills that are normally handled by a cameraman that actually can make life very, very difficult for you as a starting journalist in this trade. But in general, those are simple technical issues. You can learn to overcome that challenge by actually getting hands-on experience and actually go ahead and simply do it and learn it. But it must be said that may take, you will not learn it in a week, you will learn the basics in a week, and then you have to continue that learning process yourselves.
Okay, how long is average learning process for newspaper journalists to become multimedia journalist?
It depends what kind of background the journalist has. Is the journalist a specialist in terms of content, or is he somebody who is already technically adept? Is he somebody who is familiar with different IT systems, who is not afraid of using computers? If you're not at ease using computers, it'll be a long time before you can actually be fully skilled in multimedia journalism. But if you have, like most younger journalists, have an eagerness, have a habit of actually using computers, if you're not afraid of using these sophisticated video editing software programs and using the cameras, even simple cameras, then it can be a matter of days or weeks or years. Basically, the technical challenges are there to be overcome. What is the real challenge? And that is really important. The real challenge is actually to use the skills that you have, basically to use the camera like journalists are using the pen, and actually make a story, make a narrative, and show a certain story that is happening. Not just showing pictures of something that happens somewhere. That still can be interesting. But as a journalist, you want to show your intelligence, you show your expertise of your news organization to actually create a full-fledged video report, and that's a skill that only journalists can learn.
If our newspapers are published once a day, our web editions should be as quick as possible, because web is first, because life goes on. So the question is if we have the time enough to prepare full-fledged video, and if it's the best way which you recommend our reporters.
Well, we saw a nice example yesterday of the car crash. I mean, it adds value to your newspaper to have video images of a car that crashed and that went a few times over its head. But if a similar car crash happens on the same road 3 times in a few weeks, it may be worth actually doing a story on there. So you could have the video of the crash within a few hours. But then if it's a trend, if it's something that is really showing that there's a problem with the local traffic situation, then that warrants a story. And then that warrants your investment of going out there for a day, talking to the people, talking maybe to the victims, talking to the police, talking to the local council responsible. And maybe the question should be, should there be a light or additional safety measures for that particular road? And then you can really add value with a full-fledged video report that does not clash with the standalone video, quickie videos that you put out on your website as soon as it happens, even if your newspaper hasn't published about it yet.
Okay. The multimedia landscape changes a lot and every time, and faster and faster. Do you believe that newspaper staff have a skill enough and will enough to change quick enough to be a competitor for television in the future?
I think in the end it will migrate, and technology will no longer be an issue. I mean, we were all surprised to see how quickly actually computers and word processors were taken on by the newspaper industry. Nobody questions that anymore. I think at a certain stage video is going to be a natural ingredient of any medium, be it a newspaper or be it a television station. That said, I think video is something that belongs in a newsroom. I don't think every single reporter in that newsroom will have to become a video-capable journalist. that journalist could have his knowledge and expertise, he could still play a role in that video maybe. But if he doesn't want to be pushing the buttons, he could certainly share his intelligence, his expertise to actually make that video better. But keep in mind, my view is very much that if you have a newsroom of, let's say, 50 or 100 people, 10% of these people in the newsroom would be capable of making a video, and maybe a very small number, 3 or 4 of them in such a big newsroom, would be the core of the video news desk, and they would operate very much similar to a national newspaper desk or a business desk or a foreign desk. They would take their own priorities in terms of video that matches the profile of that particular newspaper.
Okay, and the last question, your advice. 3 the most important thing which we should remember during the changing process from press into multimedia reporters.
Play a lot with different technologies. Don't be afraid to experiment. We're still in this transformation phase. And I think it'll be 2 or 3 more years before it really becomes clear what newspapers are going to do in terms of video. So we have this unique opportunity now at the moment to actually go out and experiment. I mean, you can take small cameras, you can take big cameras, you can take low quality, you can take high definition. All of that can play a certain role. Nobody has really figured out also how to make money with it. Some people are saying, well, only the trainers are making money with this because everybody is talking about it. But that also is something that still needs to be sorted out. But fact is, video is a very important marketing gimmick also for local newspapers. So don't exclude it per se. But in the end, I think it's going to be a natural part of the menu of media products that are offered by the newspapers.
Thank you very much.